Hi, everyone, and welcome to Success Chats. In this podcast, we talk about how to create success in your life and create the best mindset for yourself and how to level up in your life in general. So, thank you for listening. I'm wearing, if you're watching the video, a pink sweatsuit with all hearts all over it because we're getting pretty close to Valentine's Day. So I'm being festive, and I got this outfit to wear to my friend's Galentine's Day party, which is like an all girls Valentine's Day party, which was a lot of fun. And I'm wearing it for the video because I thought it was really cute. And I got it from TJ Maxx. So let's get into today's topic. Today, I want to talk about, is getting your MBA actually worth it? For those of you who don't know, an MBA is your Master's in Business Administration. It is a big debate on whether it's worth it or it's not. Everyone has their own subjective opinion on this. I obviously got mine, so I went through the whole experience of getting it, and I want to help you understand if it might be worth it if it's something that you're thinking about doing. For me, before I got my MBA, I didn't know if I wanted to do this. And I had spoken with a mentor who recommended it to me. And my first thought was, well, I'm going to have more student debt. And he just kind of, and you know, he said to me, I mean, it's worth it in the long run because there's more pros than cons, and you can't put a price on education. So I want to talk about some of the pros to getting your MBA, if I think it's worth it, and maybe some of the cons, because we have to outweigh the pros and cons. There's going to be cons to everything, right? So let's get into it. Overall pros of getting an MBA, I would say, are higher earning potential, career advancement, networking and connections, and skill development. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these, but first I'll give you a background on also kind of why I had decided to get my MBA and what my experience has been. For me, I decided that I want to be a master in my field. So because of that, I wanted to get a further education. And I will say that you can work your way up and be fine without getting an MBA. But I will say that it's something that can excel you quicker to success. Whereas if you didn't get it, it might take you a little bit slower to get there. Not in all cases, but in some cases. And if you really think about it, at the end of the day, getting that extra education is so incredibly valuable. For me, it kept my brain active. I learned a lot of leadership skills that I would not have learned otherwise. Do I think I necessarily needed it? No, I don't think I needed it, but do I think it helps me and it helps me excel? Yes, 100%. So I want to kind of get into each of the pros I was talking about previously. So, a higher earning potential. Studies show that MBAs do give you the opportunity to earn more money. They are a very respected degree. Also, I believe an MBA is more credits than a regular master's degree that you would get in the business field. It's more respected also because for a lot of MBA programs, you have to have work experience. So for my program, I went to Baruch College and did their part-time MBA program, which part-time means that I was working full-time and then at night I would go to class. And so to qualify to get my MBA at Baruch College, I believe I had to have around 3 years work experience. You have to do testing, and what else? You have to have a GPA, I think at least like a 3.0 or a 3.2, which is at least a B average. And I'm trying to think if there was any other qualifications. To be more specific, you can go to your school's website and look up what their requirements are. But I believe those were all the requirements to get into my school's MBA program. And I think the biggest thing is work experience because they really want individuals who are serious about excelling in their career and also already have some type some type of work experience that they can bring into the classroom. Because that was another thing that I recognized when I was getting my MBA, was that everyone was already established in their careers and they just wanted to excel further. So they were able to bring some sort of knowledge to the classroom. Whereas in my undergraduate degree, everyone was not working really and more so new and didn't have the same knowledge level, obviously. I think for some master's programs, you do not have to have work experience. So that's why an MBA can be a little bit more, I guess, respected in some sense, because you have to do more to earn that degree. And I think it's also more credits. Like you have to take more classes to earn it. Also, for my program, something that I really liked and respected was that for our final, we had to take this final class, which was called a consulting practicum. And for this class, we had to develop a business strategy. We had to be consultants and develop a business strategy for a company to help them become more successful and more profitable. And in turn, this really developed a lot of different skills for me as well as my teammates. And ultimately, I really enjoyed the experience. I got to connect with a lot of really great, influential people. I learned a lot. Great experience overall. And I would say the professors are really helpful in guiding you as well. So, yes, I would say, let's say for a salary negotiation, you could do this at your current job if you've gotten this degree, or if you're applying to a new job, you have leverage to ask for a higher salary because you have this higher degree, which a lot of other people don't have. So you now have a bit more leverage. So I would say that is definitely a pro of getting your MBA. Next, we'll talk about career advancement. Getting your MBA can help you accelerate in your career. I would say for a number of reasons. Number one, you have that under your belt, that you have this higher education. So you have more leverage to get that promotion. You also have the education where it is well deserved. You've gained these skill sets and you have more of those leadership qualities that can help you gain a leadership level of role, a management role where you are leading a team of people. I would say getting your MBA certainly gives you access to a lot of networking opportunities. I personally didn't take full advantage of this because I was already happy at my job and I was just getting my MBA to just gain more of an education, honestly, and just help me move forward in my career. But I didn't really feel the need to network so much personally, but I still did make some great connections that I could, maybe use potentially for the future. And another pro of getting your MBA is skill development. You learn a lot of different skills. And I think a really amazing thing about getting your MBA is that it's so general. It's master's in business administration. And getting your MBA, you have to take for your core classes, you have to take a lot of different finance, math classes. You have to take, I would say, different business strategy classes, as well as a lot of leadership classes. So you're going to be presenting a lot because, again, that's taking that next level. You've already done your undergraduate degree where you did so much testing, and getting your master's is really that next level of, can you present? Can you lead a team? So they're really getting you ready for that next level in your career. Let's also, of course, talk about some of the negatives. So, of course, you have student debt. If you don't have the funds, a lot of people do not have the funds to get that degree. It's expensive. So I would say in that case, you really need to understand if it's worth it for you. Everyone's finances are different and there's going to be some debt, but if there is, I would say also just understand that ultimately you're going to be making a higher salary, so you'll be able to pay down that debt quicker. I would say some people also argue that hands-on experience can teach you more than getting a master's degree. And I understand this argument. However, I would say, as someone who personally got this degree, that it is worth it, and it does give you experience, like it does give you a learning experience that you cannot get hands on. I would just say it's different. You're activating your brain in a different way. The things I've learned while getting my MBA, I could not have learned just working. I think it's really two separate things. And I think having that work experience in the office is great, but also me being able to collaborate with other people, learn from professors, go through different testing, and gain these skill sets was very valuable. And even some of the leadership skills, it challenged me in ways that a normal office environment would not have challenged me. So I think both are very helpful. And in this case, I would recommend getting your MBA. Another argument against an MBA is that very many successful entrepreneurs and business people have not gotten this degree, and that is completely fine too. I would say you don't necessarily need it to be successful, but it is that extra step in your education that you can take to gain more knowledge and to be the absolute best in your field. It just gives you extra brain power to be able to leverage yourself, to be able to be the best leader for your team or your company one day. Let's say you want to be a CEO of a company, it can help you get there quicker. I would say also it's industry specific. So some people getting their MBA are in all different fields. I'm in marketing, some people are in finance, some people are in real estate, some people are in healthcare. You can really get this degree being in any field because there's business in any area, right? So the people that I was going to school with were all extremely diverse. Like in my last class, I was one of the only, like in my final consulting practicum class that I was telling you guys about, I think I was one of the only people who did marketing. But that was the beautiful thing about it, because when we got put in groups, it was just like everyone in your group was so diverse, so you were all able to bring a very unique skill set, and it was really amazing to see how everyone worked together, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think the great thing about getting your MBA as well is that there's a lot of really flexible programs now. You're able to do it part-time. You do not have to do it full-time. They know that a lot of people who are getting this degree work. So my classes were 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and I was able to balance homework on weekends. It wasn't super difficult for me, to be honest. I would say it depends on how demanding your current job is. Um, at times, yeah, it got hard, and at times I was really stressed and frustrated, but overall, it was very worth it for me. And I can't imagine now not having this level of education. And I really believe that it helped me, even just individually, like grow within myself and learn these different skill sets, and helped me speak better, helped me become a better manager just in every way. So while an MBA can open doors, it's not the overall path to success. Every path to success is very unique and very different. It can just be another path that can help open more doors for you. Anything you do for yourself where you're furthering your education, getting extra skill sets, can help open more doors for you. So that was really what my MBA did for me. I think even just applying to jobs, like back when I was applying, in my early 20s when I first started getting my MBA, I think showing it on my resume was really, really stood out to companies that were hiring, because I now have this extra level of education that I'm working toward on my resume that someone else might not have. And if you think about it, they really might choose you instead of someone else who doesn't have it, because you have that higher level of education. So it's more leverage. And recent studies show that around 30 to 40% of today's CEOs in the US have an MBA. So with that being said, it's not 100%. You can certainly become successful, become a CEO without getting this degree. but it can help leverage you in certain ways and help you get to that next level perhaps quicker. Studies also show that there is sustained demand for MBA graduates, so it is still a very respected degree in today's society. This highlights the degree's potentials and benefits. For me, I also wanted to get it because I'm someone who's just a little nerdy in general. I love school and I love doing homework. And I think like it's funny because like even just like friends or family members I have who are the same way, it's almost like that's another reason why they wanted to get their masters as well, because just gaining more insights, just any way I can exercise my brain, I really enjoy. So I enjoyed the whole process of going, learning more, meeting new people. I found it very, very valuable. I would recommend it to anyone. If I was also mentoring someone, I would recommend it. A lot of mentors recommended it to me, and I'm really happy that they did because it, ultimately helped me come to my decision of getting my master's in business administration. In conclusion, is getting an MBA worth it? I would say it really depends on your personal goals and the industry that you work in. Every industry is extremely unique. Do you plan on staying with the job that you're with, or do you want to move on to another job? How much does your industry value an MBA? These are things that I would say need to be researched individually. For me and my personal goals, it was worth it for me. I wanted to get to that next level of my career, gain more insights, be a leader one day. So for me, it was extremely worth it. If you're aiming for a leadership role, I would say for you, it would also be worth it. At the end of the day, an MBA won't magically make you successful, but it's how you apply it and how you use it that could ultimately help you in the long run. How are you going to leverage it? Are you going to make connections? In what ways can you leverage this degree? And I think that's what you need to understand for yourself. You really just need to stay committed to your individual growth. Let me know what you think. Is getting an MBA worth it? What is your opinion? Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you have a great day and stay tuned for the next episode.